Mopar's 5150 crew out here in Upper Lake, California. We just made a deal on this big Horde. Got Muscle Car Whisperer down there filling up tires. 5 AMXs, all 390 cars. 2 Firebird convertibles. That's a Rebel convertible, 68, one of 863 built. 390 Javelin. Rambler wagon. This Barracuda is not for sale, but we did buy this Corvette. The 70 Challenger. 928 Porsche. It's another 390 AMX. Bought all these little bikes too. We're bringing them all out. 25 more saved. 67 Chevelle back here. This is a 390 4-speed fresh air hood, 70 AMX. 57 Chevy wagon, another Jeep. They're coming home, they're coming home. Pulling them all out. Mopar 5150, out here having fun.
We had a call from a friend of ours, Lewis, down in Southern California, said that he had responded to I don't remember if it was a marketplace ad or a Craigslist ad, but anyway, he had found these people that were selling off the dad's cars because the dad had recently had some health issues, pretty significant health issues come up, and they were going to move him back east to like Connecticut or above New York somewhere to live with the daughter. So anyway, we went out there for a 67 Corvette convertible and a 69 Camaro convertible. And that was what was basically, Lewis had said you should come out and look at these cars, and he had a price, for them and everything like that. So we go out there, we make a deal on those 2 cars, and then in the conversation, they're explaining that that they have to get all of these cars sold by, like, what was it, like the next Thursday or the next Monday or something like that, and the place cleaned up and given back to the landlord. And it's a major undertaking. Anyway, there was about 30 cars. There was various cars like convertible 69 Firebird, pretty rusty though, especially for California.
Yeah.
Because California is usually not that rusty.
All those AMXs and Javelins. And
Yeah, 394 speeds. Unique cars. And they had one reservation. There was one car that they didn't want to sell. They wouldn't sell. And it was a 1970 Barracuda Grande Coupe Convertible, which I think they made like 70 or 71 of them. And the dad just had a big connection to this car. And so we left it alone. But we've remained friends. Over the years, we, kept in touch and stuff, whatnot. And when we would, get a forever home for one of the cars, we, let them know so they could see that car was going to get restored and things of that nature. Mostly with the son. His name's Mike. You'll meet him today. And so 4 years later, we get a message that it's time to let go of the Barracuda Grande Coupe convertible, work out a price that's fair for everybody, and so sent them a deposit, a rather large deposit, a couple weeks ago. Anyway, so follow along. We're heading to Petaluma, California to pick up a 70 Grande Coupe convertible Barracuda. It's been a long time, yeah.
A couple years.
5? 4?
4-ish, probably.
We were talking about it on the way up here. It's like time just flies, man.
Yeah, 4 years.
So mom and dad too cold back there?
Yeah, it's hard for them. I know it is.
Connecticut?
No.
Maine? Or Vermont?
No, it starts with an M.
Minnesota?
No.
Massachusetts. I don't know. It was back up there. Maryland. That's right. Yeah. I just remember it being way back on the east, northeast.
We're back in Maryland.
Cold. Cold. So
I'm trying to get them back here.
yeah.
That's the plan.
Gotcha.
Get rid of this and.
Get rid of this.
I know.
This was the hardest one.
This was.
Yeah, Dad was pretty drawn to this car.
This was a no.
I know. I remember that. I remember how bad we wanted it.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, that ain't going to happen. So, well,
It's time.
It's time. It needs to get in the hands of somebody that's going to love it and restore it. And they didn't make that many of these. We talked about it.
Yes.
I don't know if the number's like 70 or 71 or whatever, but from a Grand Coupe convertible, they made very few. Because they made very few Grand Coupes in general.
Yeah.
And I think like this emblem right here is like, I think they're hard to get because they didn't make that many of them. But guys will correct us online. You know, there's guys out there that really know a lot more than I do about this particular model.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna need some floor work.
I think the only thing I did was I yanked the carpet out.
Well, that was the best thing you could have done. I wish we would have done that in 1985. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, they didn't make very many drop top E-bodies to begin with, so these all need to be saved. Did we determine that was a 318, I think, when we were here last time?
In the car's a 318, where we talked about it was supposed to be a 383.
Yeah. Yeah, 383 automatic. Has the fender tag. Lemon twist is the color. Still has the original door sticker. Yeah, it's gonna need some floors.
Most of these cars my dad had was since I was.
Yeah, we
he
talked
had his
about
body
that.
shop.
He had the body shop, and he had the ones that he collected, and most of his were kind of oddballs.
Yeah.
You know, like the AMXs, you know, the 394 speeds, and you know, this is an oddball in a general sense, given that they didn't make that many of them, being the Barracuda Grande Coupe, and then the Firebird convertibles. He had, I don't know, two of the Camaro convertibles, 69s. Who has 3 69 Camaro convertibles?
That was mine. But.
I know. We got them into good hands.
Good.
But yeah, what a crazy turn of events.
Yes.
I didn't think actually we would be here. You know,
I never thought I'd get rid of it.
I didn't think you'd let it go. But it does need somebody that's going to be able to especially restore that metal, you know. And good thing it was stored in California, because if it was anywhere else, it would be junk.
Gone.
Yeah, it would be junk.
I mean, this was my dad's dream car, not my dream car. So
yours is a Camaro.
I still want that 69 Camaro, and I will get it. I will figure out a way.
Yep, absolutely. So, yeah, no, rare car, man. Super rare car. It's funny though
I'd like to
5
see
years
where
later
where this goes.
To get this thing full circle. And I have a buddy up in Washington that's been looking for a convertible. It may be a little bit, you know, more than what he can tackle with the floor and stuff, but we're going to offer it to him first because he's been looking for one. But other than that, it'll just stay in our possession, and you know, unless somebody we find that can do it. We want to make sure it gets back on the road, you know, gets restored and things of that nature. But so your parents are still living?
They're still in Maryland.
In Maryland? Okay. And so you're going to build a...
Plan is to build a ADU,
an addition
in the backyard.
Use the money for that, and then get them back here in the sunny states.
Yes.
The sunny state.
Take a week off or something like that to drive out there, because I don't know if my dad can get on a plane yet. It's pretty hard for him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, he had what, 2 strokes when we saw him?
One stroke, but it had been lost its full motion.
Yeah. No, I remember.
Yeah.
So.
But they said it was like they had multiple mini strokes that aged them by 10 years and stuff like that. And
yeah. How's your mom doing?
She's all right.
She's doing okay?
Yeah. It's a little rough for her.
Yeah. She was fun.
Yeah, I know she's with my brother and everything, but it's still rough.
Well, you take this, you know, this is home.
Yeah.
And
And
they take them
my
as far away as
wife's a
possible.
stay-at-home mom, so she can be here to help.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, tell us any stories about this car and your family. Did you ever drive in it? No. I know that you had told me when we were before, you had said you used to climb all over them. You guys used to play in them and stuff when you were kids.
I don't remember driving in this one, but I do remember my dad driving it. I just remember it being parked in the front yard one day, and someone had knocked on the door and offered money for it. And they offered like $80,000, $90,000 at the time. Dad said no.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Some
If anybody wants to pay 80 or 90,000, we'll take it.
some firefighter at the time.
We'll even give them some more.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just been sitting a lot. So
Yeah,
I
no.
want to say 80s is the last time it was really driven. 90s maybe.
And it was in Santa Rosa for the most part, and then it was taken up to Lake County, right?
Yeah. Like Novato, Sonoma County.
Yeah.
And then the last 5 years of it, my dad being up there was up in Lake County.
Yeah.
So it always stayed in
Yeah.
Sonoma County.
I just always wondered on some of the cars why the rust was so bad, like especially on that wagon. I just wonder if your dad lived near the coast at
No,
some
I
point,
wanna
or if
say
that
that
car was
wagon-
from there. Because it was weird. I mean, the frames on those cars are so thick, and for it to just be literally like rusted
It was like
off,
that, huh?
it was like a full portion. It was almost like it had been sitting in salt water,
Gotcha.
which we don't have any of that
Yeah,
kind of
no.
rust here, you know. So it's kind of weird. But it was really just that one and the Chevelle.
There's a few cars that he would get from. There was I'd say the junkyard, but a guy who collected a bunch of cars
Yeah, there's a
And-
lot of us out there that collect
and-
these things.
and had cars from your normal cars to Nashes to big trucks.
Yeah.
And
That was the other thing. He had a Nash.
Yeah.
Like a 60 Nash wagon.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah. Or a Rambler. Was it a Rambler wagon? Is that
It was Nash. I think it was
Was
Nash.
that
Nash.
Nash? Is that a Nash Rambler
Yeah, I think
wagon? Yeah, my brother has a 63 Rambler, but I don't really know those cars that well.
That
but-
was a project to go on a Jeep.
Was it?
Yes, on one of those
Okay.
Jeeps.
Yeah, the Jeeps too. Those were pretty stripped down though. There wasn't a lot of the parts. They were all gone.
Yeah.
They had that. He had that Levi's one, which was also a
Yes.
rare Jeep.
Yeah.
So it was like he had really oddball,
Yeah.
cars, and then all those Honda 70
Motorcycles.
trail bikes
Yep.
and stuff.
Trail
I think we
bikes.
rehomed 7 or 8 of those. We still have some frames and parts and 4-speed engines and
Yeah.
things like that. So I learned a lot from him because he
Yeah.
had so many different variety of different stuff.
Those are whole other
So-
projects.
Yeah, a lot of
A
projects.
lot of projects.
But people love those projects because they don't take up much space and they're, parts are relatively easy to get and people like to tinker in their garage. So those weren't actually that hard at all to rehome.
Yeah, that's what most of it was. Tinker. Let them tinker a little bit.
Yeah. We still use some of your dad's tools.
Really?
Yeah, we
Nice.
have his toolbox, the yellow one.
Yeah.
It's in our
Triple
shop.
bay?
Yeah, and we had some metal benders and
Yeah.
other stuff that we have in our shop that was your dad's.
I think
So a
he
lot
had
of his
he had the
tools are
welder and
still
everything like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
still being used. We don't really have to inspect the car because we already knew what we were expecting. We already knew that it had its fair share of rust, but kind of what we consider superficial rust in the sense that it's sheet metal. It's still a lot of work, but it's not like it's not structural.
Yeah.
And when you get into structural,
That's when you're looking at
it's
problems.
a whole nother deal. You're replacing frame rails. You're in the door jams and stuff like that. That stuff can get pretty significant as far as costs and time. When you're talking about quarters and stuff like that, they can patch things like
Yeah.
that, especially on a convertible because of this part. I don't even think they make convertible quarter panels, so somebody would have to fab this if they were going to replace it.
Gotcha.
So down here we would just patch this kind of stuff and try to save the quarters the best you can on a convertible. But yeah, did we put it that close to the fence?
Yeah.
Damn.
Have you aired
That's
up
some
the
good
tires
driving,
since?
Troy.
No, I aired them up 2 weeks ago.
Who's that?
The tires.
Tires are all
Oh, they're all
still
aired up?
holding-
Yeah.
still holding there.
At least
I
these-
should have asked
this
you
side
because
is.
I brought tires just in case. But we can just throw them in there.
This side is. I
Yeah,
couldn't get the
that
back
side's
one. I
good.
don't remember.
Do you remember if there was ever a build sheet to this car? Any paperwork? Is there a title?
Yeah.
Okay. Got a
I
title.
paper for it.
Okay. I mean, well, we know it's yours.
Yeah.
I mean, I brought it here.
Yeah, I know my dad bought it from someone in Novato back in the 80s or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And then it's been his since.
Yeah, it's wild to just cruise down the road. We were driving in here and we probably saw 5 or 6
Oh,
cars just driving in here. You guys, this must just be like an untapped area of old cars because you go down where we live, you don't see them anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
I see them all over the place.
They're all over the place here. We pulled one of our
We do a
favorite cars out of
there's
Petaluma.
a get together every Sunday.
Yeah.
That they do in the Safeway parking lot over
Right.
here. And yeah.
And they do the graffiti night too once a year,
American Graffiti.
which is this is actually where they filmed part of American Graffiti. Part of it was in Modesto, but part of it was downtown Petaluma.
Yeah.
So we've been to that show
we
before.
Went
We went one year with the Chevelle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back when we were Chevy guys. Or at least I was. I don't think he ever was, but at least I was. So, alrighty. Well, we'll get you paid. I sent you some.
Yeah.
So we got the balance here, and then we'll get a bill of sale and get her loaded up. So, yeah, crazy. What a crazy turn of events. This was the one that we wanted the most.
I know.
So, but we stayed in touch.
Yeah,
we talked throughout the years, and when cars got sold, I kind of gave you some information on that stuff. I still got to find that license plate. I thought that I sent it back to you. I have a picture of it.
Yeah.
I even a picture of it when I sent you a picture of it that I got it back.
Yeah, I think that was the last time.
And then my guy put a wench inside the box that it was in, and I think he just took it out and put it somewhere. So I'm going to mail it to you this time. But I know I didn't throw it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't throw it out. I'm a license plate guy anyway, so I know I didn't throw it out.
I know eventually I got to make it up to where you are.
Yeah, come on out anytime. You know that. Yeah, absolutely. Wow, crazy. This is kind of surreal a little bit to see this car and to think that we're going to be pulling it up on that truck that no, that was before that one. That was the white one that we dropped it off with. We didn't have that at the time. So, yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. Any idea where the original motor went?
No.
It was gone when he got it?
Yeah. Whoever had it before, they put the 318 in it.
I almost wonder if back in the 70s when the gas shortages happened and stuff like that, because it was a 383 car, and a Barracuda was really not supposed to be the high performance. It wasn't until they did the Grand Coupes that they put performance parts in them, like the 383 4-barrel. But I almost wonder if somebody took it out because of the caustic fuel and all that stuff back in the day, because there is stories of people that took Hemis out of cars and put 318s in them, you know. Because of the fuel, the cost of fuel had gone up so dramatically in the 70s. Nothing like it is today, but
now people want to put those Hemis in.
Yeah, but they're only driving it to the show and back. They're not driving it daily, you know. These were daily drivers. These were just normal cars, you know. Nobody thought of these as classics until we got into like the mid to late 80s, I think, you know. At least that's my generation. We considered them classics by the time I was in high school, which was 88 to 92. So they were, you know, I had a 66 Chevelle and I considered it a classic, you know, this being a 70. So, all right, well, we'll grab the money and we'll get a bill of sale signed. Do you have a pen? Did you bring a pen? Yeah. All right. So we'll fill this out.
Grab the paperwork?
Yeah, grab the paperwork. Like the real important stuff is not rough at all. Like the firewall and the inner fender wells. Even the fender tag, if you look at it, once it's cleaned up, like it's never been off, but once it would be cleaned off, I don't think it's going to be that, it's not going to be like it would be if it was in the Midwestern state or whatnot, but like the inner fender wells, the firewall, and you look at the door jambs right in here, and in here, a lot of times this can get really rusty and I mean, obviously it has the floor, but it's not the frame rail. It's just the floor itself. The frame rails were good. At least they were when we saw it 5 years ago. But extremely hard cars to come by, you know. Convertibles, Cuda and Barracuda convertibles in general were just, you know, they just weren't plentiful.
So
oh, wow, look at that. I love these little titles.
My dad down deposit for $500 back in '86.
Paid deposit of $500. Wonder what he paid for it.
Not sure.
And then you got oh wow, look at that. It's a cow.
So
is it a California car? ALY would be indicative. A would be indicative of 70. So that is most likely the original license plate.
You know what? You got a number. Maybe make a phone
There
call.
you go. There's a phone number too. But it's weird because that's not the license plate on here.
No, that is my parents' personalized plate that they got.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Okay. And that you still have.
Yes.
Yeah. Man, that would be cool if we found that plate. Alley 169.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be really cool. Does this actually have? Yeah, there it is. Alley 169. Is it one Alley 169 or is it just?
I want to say it is.
Maybe it isn't the original plate. Because it wouldn't be, there wouldn't be a 1 in front of it. Seeing if there's a. Yeah, that 1, and there's a 1 here too. So I wonder if it's. Yeah, because actually, I think in the blue and yellow, the letters should be second. So I think that's a newer plate.
Okay.
So that's not the original. Or I mean, not original to the
Yeah.
car. I was just wondering because if it is the original plate, then you know it was originally from California
Gotcha,
versus
okay.
coming in after the fact, you know. So
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's. I'm gonna get you paid. I'm gonna count this out for you.
Sad to see the last one go.
Yeah. I can imagine that, bud. Because I know how important it was for your dad in the first place. I mean, there was the other ones, but this was the
keeper.
This is the one that meant a lot to him.
Yes.
But she needs to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's out of
They're
my
never
out of my means.
They're never making any more, and they didn't make that many of this one to begin with.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to make this thing beautiful
Oh
again.
yeah.
It really does.
It's out of my ballpark of trying to make it better.
Just the floor work and, like I said, lower. I mean, it's not a mess. It really is not a mess. It looks worse than it is.
Yeah.
But the floor definitely needs to come up and get treated and repaired, and then, see what's wrong with the trunk because it's all dirty in there right now.
Yeah.
And then lower quarters and things like that. But, this is somebody's dream project.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I just think we need to save them,
Yes.
and sitting out here. You had a tarp on it for a long time.
It's been covered.
Right?
It's been covered.
Yeah.
I just took it off. Just
Yeah, I
before you
thought so.
showed
I
up.
thought so. But they just, they weathered just sitting there.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I know it's a hard day though,
Yeah.
bro. I do. So when we were here last time, 5 years ago, we didn't have jackets, we didn't have shirts, we didn't have nothing. So I
have a hat.
So I feel like this is a little overdue since you sold us like 30 cars. But we brought you and your family. I got one for your dad too, because I want him to know we appreciate. I don't know if you're a large or.
I do a large.
So you got that color, we got red.
There's a red one.
You got
green
that one?
looks sick.
That's for you. What size is your dad?
Probably XL.
XL? Did we bring any XLs? Damn. Okay, I'll put. Actually, you know what? They run big.
Okay.
I'm a 2X. I wear an XL. You might want to try that on.
Okay.
You might be a. He might be a.
Medium might work with me.
He might be a large.
Okay.
So. Your sister?
Yeah.
She'd like the pink, right?
Yeah.
Or that one. Yeah. Is your wife wear a hat?
She does.
There you go. There's two. And then I don't know if you want.
I'm not a hat person.
You're not? Okay. You got a hat, but not a hat.
Never have been.
This is medium.
I'm a hoodies lover, though. I can tell you that.
I'm gonna give you one of them in a large. Cause these run right. Did she only give us mediums?
Yeah, you just said medium and large.
Yeah, she didn't. I thought.
Yeah, mediums are on the.
Yeah, but she didn't. Oh, here we go. Maybe this is it. There we go. There's a hoodie for you.
Awesome.
And I think Dad's going to be a large, to be
Okay.
honest with you. So I'm going to leave him a large.
Okay.
But if for some reason he's not, then you tell me and I'll get him a different size out. But I think he's going to be a. So we could have him be this color, or the American colors.
Let's do that one.
This is American.
Yeah.
Okay, so give that to Dad. Okay.
Okay. So, all those cars you collected, these are all the keys from all that set.
Oh
You have-
man.
Oh, those are Jimmy keys.
Jimmy keys.
Yep. But you have keys in there from AMXs, Camaros.
Even the cars we didn't get because
Probably
we
cars
didn't
you
get
don't
no
have.
Caprice.
Yeah.
That's wild. Well, we'll figure them out.
I
Thank
found
you.
that. I found that. I was like, hey, you got to have them.
Yeah, because we didn't have much that day.
No.
We had
Just
some
Some of them had
paperwork.
keys in them.
Yeah, some had
but-
keys in them. But anyway, well, we'll let you get back to your day. I know you took the day off.
yeah.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate the car.
Yeah, thank you.
And glad that we could help when it was necessary, and it worked out for everybody, you know. And we've obviously kept in touch. So, but we'll get this to where it needs to go, to where it'll get the restoration that it needs. You know, these are very sought after. The convertibles, the Cuda and Barracuda convertibles, they just didn't make that many. So, you know, you kind of take what you can get, if you will. So even though it's got a few blemishes, the guy will love this car for sure. So we'll make that happen.
Still a complete car.
So that's the crazy part. Other than the motor, you know, the rest of it's pretty much original. You know, all the original stuff, even down to the emblems, you know, which are, like I said, I'm pretty sure those are really hard to get because I don't think they just didn't make that many in the first place, and I don't think they make repops of those, but I could be wrong. Usually I am.
We all are at some point.
Anyway, I'll let you go.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it, brother.
Seeing you.
Yep. We'll get out of your way.
Yep.